We're going to get into this one very, very soon for you guys, and as soon as I say that, we're in. Overpass, let me hear you, Belgrade! All right! I love it, man. This crowd has been hyped. We are ready to rock and roll. Argentina starting off on the CT side, Sweden on the terrorist side, and we are live.
I mean, already we've got the CTs here, NBL playing that kit and also some utility, but they go for the information play early, taking a little peek-see over towards the fountain, and they are met with Defiand, who rings off a couple of shots, but Sweden just playing things slowly, lying back and seeing, of course, what Argentina have in store, which currently is just players sitting on these sites. Very passive positioning from Argentina here.
Yeah, and they actually are playing two players up in heaven on the B-bomb site, so they're going to be looking for that retake over in that area, utilizing the long range of those USPs to try to pop some heads as they push in towards that site, but right now they're not going to get obliged from this. They're actually pushing around from underground, and we kind of emphasized Slap being a pistol god, you know, taken after his big brother Dennis, you know, as one of the best pistol players in the world, and Slap has been proving himself time and time again to be a very prolific pistol player, and we'll see if he can lock it down again, because it's Tommy, it's NBL, and it's also Straka that are holding down for this B push, and they're going to get obliged here. I
mean, at this very moment, it almost seems like Argentina are playing this retake over here towards B, so they've got the utility for it. They still do have that defuse kit, and Sweden not having a utility just have to come out raw. It's going to be a couple shots here as damage is dealt. Straka low, but not nade. Doesn't really hit Maytig for all too much. 17 points of damage. No frag as of yet, but the bomb already down, so it's a 5 versus 5 retake. Double smoke and a flashes. Straka finds the first. That's a casualty for the side of Sweden, but now Sweden looking to find some more as Adder takes a frag and Slap does the same. Tommy with a return frag into the 3 versus 3, but the health on the side of Argentina is dwindling, and Tommy with Johnny find 2 more. Sweden does the same, and in a mere matter of seconds, it's Sweden with a pistol.
And I told you, it's Slap, 3 kills in that round. Adder was the other one that's been very strong with pistol play, and he finds 2 frags. And I don't know if you actually saw that, but Adder got boosted up from the water pit in the back of that B-bomb site up on top of the balcony, and that's where he found his success from and allowed Slap to go around the back lines. And you can see him actually up there. Adder, he was the one that got boosted up, and Slap doing a phenomenal job just beating these guys back down as they come back into the site. And you know, they never really cleared the angles, and that was, ooh, I didn't even see that last shot. That was filthy.
I feel dirty.
I feel sullied and unusual.
Double scout here on the side of Argentina with some ZZs to also curb it out. They've got a single smoke grenade as well, but Sweden obviously with the advantage, and they only go for 1 SMG here, so a lot of respect being given to Argentina. A utility as well for the set plays, but slowly taking things over here towards the A long. Johnny Boy, the man himself, lying in wait.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a respect buy from Sweden, and rightfully so. 2 scouts, 3 CZs on the board. I mean, they've even got this smoke on Tommy just to try and cordon off an area as they decide to start hitting in here. But these 2 scouts are gonna rain down some damage from above, and you can see Johnny getting himself into a forward position, trying to jump over the top of the smoke, and unfortunately, Defiand, he's going to be able to find that opening frag, and unfortunately, Johnny goes down, so they lose some firepower over towards that A-bomb site, but it's Tutanen who's going to be able to find the return frag, immediately traded out by Maytig. Now they're going to start pressing on towards the bomb site. They do have Maytig down at 10 HP, so that's going to be difficult, but Adder's going to be able to clean out Straka in the bank position, and now they're going to press on forward. NBL, though, with a return frag, it's a 3-on-2.
Yeah, I mean, they also retrieved that UMP, so NBL looking to take a bit of firepower. Tommy still with that smoke grenade, can try and isolate these positions if need be, and Tommy with the CZ now takes it back to the equalized 2v2. Adder rounding the corner, shoots at the first, but the second grabs him. Tommy with the frag. It's now just Defiand standing, and he's got, of course, the eyes on the bomb, but now NBL within the smoke and the diffuse kit. It's Argentina with the upset. They are here to play.
Absolutely, and it's the CZs that do the job, not a scout frag to be had. It's the AK that was salvaged by Tommy, and he comes up big. And if he's going to start playing this well this early on in this matchup, it's going to be scary for Sweden, because statistically he was the big performer for these guys in the online qualifiers going into here, and this kid can play. I mean, 17 years old, and he's doing it on the stage for national pride. I love seeing that.
It's just amazing what this means to all these guys. And not just them, but their fans at home. They have some of the biggest support bases, and that's what makes this entire situation so exciting. But Sweden come into this one with some utility, a heavy Tech 9 buy of their own. So they're looking to do to Argentina what Argentina did to them with a lot of B presence already. They've got 2 players coming up from short, and a Straka pinned behind the barrels and completely blind. Tommy lying down some lead, but he's not able to find anything as Zelos kills him. Straka with a refrag, but he looks for the second, tapping away. They haven't been able to clear him from this position, and finally Defiand grabs it, but NBL with a trade frag again. It's a 3 versus 2 as Johnny chimes in.
Yeah, they know the one's over there at Graffiti, and they finally do clear that player out. There's only 2 players left alive, but the bomb plant has gone out. The FAMAS play from Johnny Boy is going to be able to find that player. And Zelos, who was the one that was over by Graffiti, just lying in wait here, seeing if he can pounce at any given time. They are going to tap the bomb. They line up, though. He's going to be able to spray down 2, and it's all going to be down to Toothman in a blink of an eye with only 22 HP left on Zelos. Is he going to push for this? No, the defuse comes out, and Argentina steal it away.
But a very costly round at that. 4 players down, and ooh, 210 still standing.
What if he hit that spam at the end?
I would have just left.
Injury. You would have left, just
gone.
You would have heard a big boom, the microphone would have hit the floor, and you were out of here.
Yep. I mean, there was a very nice trade fighting going on here by Sweden, and Argentina doing the exact same, right? This is kind of the situation we've seen in a lot of these rounds now, is that both teams have that trade frag capability, but I'm surprised in that situation the bomb isn't pushed and the defuse comes through. Argentina with the conversion and M4s yet again across the board, but met by resistance. Sweden with AKs of their own, a Galil to boot, and a Tech 9 bringing up the rear. It's a utility buy once more, and again, both these buys are incredibly close. It's not as though one team has some kind of an incredible, insurmountable advantage.
Yeah, neither one of these 2 teams want to give up any of the advantage early on in this round, in this matchup at all. I mean, you saw Argentina steal away that second round. They barely got that third, and this is why that force-up comes from Sweden, is because they know that it came down to that 1v1. They know they've damaged the economy for Argentina, and if they can get the round trade here, then they should get another round for free off of a pistol buy. So, potentially Sweden looking to turn the tides and go up to a 3-2 scoreline if all goes according to plan, but they've got a hungry Argentinian team in front of them.
Unfortunately, with this boost here, Johnny Boy obviously in a nice spot, but the problem is with that smoke being there, they can get closer and closer without him knowing. Still, he finds the timing, peeks wide, and drops out Delpan. That's one of those key players for the side of Sweden already out of the equation here.
And the big thing is he gets that frag and he falls back. He doesn't allow them to trade that. And luckily for him, I don't know if you noticed, but he crouched right when Delpan jumped around the corner. So he didn't actually get spotted, and Delpan took the jump again, and that was when he pounced on it and actually managed to find him. This play from Tootenham, though, ooh.
He's looking to take an initiative, and there's 3 players
like,
nearby. He's got to be cautious. His players are both directions. The wrong way. Exactly, but it's traded. Johnny Boy at least able to capitalize, and he's going to catch 2 more. It's a 3 frag. As Adder and Maytig drop simultaneously, slap cleared from the site, and it's Argentina with a convincing round.
Big quad kill from Johnny Boy. Look at the hype. He is ready to rock and roll. That's a big play right there. He is fired up. Argentina, they're going to take that 3-1 scoreline, and with no bomb plant in that last round, there shouldn't be a lot of money for Sweden to work with into this, so we should potentially see a kind of a smattering, a kitchen sink buy. And this is beautiful from Johnny Boy. I mean, gets the instant dink on Maytig, and there you go. We're actually going to see the bargain bin pistol buy from Sweden, and it looks like they're going to go back to hitting that B bomb site, but they have forgotten one important thing if they do go over there.
Yeah, that's the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb.
It's pretty crucial, so I hear.
Yeah, usually.
Ooh, that nade, though.
That
Maytig down to 20, slapped down to 47.
Hurts.
I mean, he is the nade holder on his own, but as NBL jumps up, he is ripped from the air. NBL going to be grabbing the kill. Excellent stuff here from Argentina, sending a message.
Yeah, backflip and do a barrel roll right off of the top rope there. Swanton, if you will, for you old World Wrestling Federation fans. But we will see the jump up again. I mean, Delpan, he's on the nice. Oh, all right, NBL. Okay, so he's going to hit the spam kill. He hits the instant headshot. Filthy round from him. Spam through the smoke here towards the monster pipe. Almost lands on Slap. Going to hold back for the time being, but Tommy and Tooten, they finally flank back around and find that short pipe push, and they are going to be able to find those from underground, and nicely done from them, as this push has been completely thwarted. One player alive, and that's Slap. And now he's gone.
Exactly. Everybody just lying in wait at that point. Argentina playing a very passive round, very disciplined round, and not giving anything to Sweden. Here's that kill as the player jumps up, down, he drops, and do we get... Yeah, this is the one. Let's appreciate this.
Beautiful. Nails the timing, gets the frag, and barely even sees 2 of the players. So nicely done from the Argentinian side. They're going to find that 4-1 scoreline. And if they can continue on this route, then they're going to have a stellar CT side half. We talked about their CT side half on Mirage. They have been very strong on the CT side of pretty much every map. I remember when they played Tunisia 2 days ago, and they played them on Dust 2. They actually 15-0'd them on the CT side of Dust 2. Yeah. Which is no easy feat regardless of the situation, but
you know
at
what,
least
though?
Sweden, they start off.
Slap shows he's not the only...
He's not Chop.
There's also other players who can get wallbang kills here on Overpass, and it's him who grabs the first now with a bit of a cheeky boost of his own. Going to be looking for some more.
He checked that boost.
Yeah, good idea, of course, but Luckily for him, MBL not nearby. Straka is on the site and has to be cautious, but Sweden not able to ascertain any information off of that. 210 still inside of Connector. He does have support from below, so Adder rounding the corner on his lonesome, down and out. It's Argentina to equalize back to the 4v4.
Yeah, and that's a decent recovery. I mean, getting Adder off the board, he's been one of the strong players for Sweden throughout. Defiand does have the AWP this time. This is the first ult that we've seen on the board for either side. We'll see if he can light anybody up with it because, like I said, he has started to get his feet underneath of him. You know, it's been a little while since he's dipped his toes into the CSGO scene, but we'll see what can happen. And look at this, the push comes out from underpass. A flashbang, actually, a rogue flash, but that's all right because it pulls the attention. Straka's going to be able to get the trade, but continuing to go back and forth, and it's going to be Mayday that's finally able to drop Straka. MBL and Johnny Boy for the retake. A fast catwalk push is going to come around from the short B side, but Slap in the meantime finds Johnny Boy, takes him down, and it's a 3v1.
I mean, in this situation, right, Argentina could have just actually put this into the 2 versus 2, but NBL unfortunately not landing the shot. So Defiand with the read, he positions himself back towards Monster, and down he goes. So Sweden, obviously not out of this one with an answer now, but can they get that conversion? That's really the question.
Yeah, and here's the spam that we saw earlier on, and I mean, Tommy, he was throwing it back on the other side, so that's, you know, a pretty common spot to be spamming. He was actually in kind of an off angle, so I like that they worked out through the bullet tracers where he was going to be. But the big thing about this, though, is that the buy downs from the Swedish side aren't so expensive because they kept 3 players alive in the last round, so even if they drop this round, you should see a decent buy from them. Johnny Boy just barely missing that off shot, but the buy down won't be too bad into the next round for Sweden, so they will have another pretty formidable buy if they do drop this round. But Argentina, they're going to make sure that they keep their money right.
Yeah, you can see them already rotating their players back. They tried to take the initiative within A. Of course, when it doesn't pan out, they do, again, a disciplined decision and fall themselves into more defensive positioning. This is excellent stuff. Argentina not looking to give anything away for free. We've said, of course, how well they've been able to trade these frags, and you can't do that when you have this kind of, you know, broken unit so far away. So instead, they're going to be relying on their teamwork, which, as we mentioned, has been so successful, especially here on the CT side.
Now, Tutahin over here towards A is playing a position where he was very successful against Denmark. It's on the reverse side of the flower pot at long A, and this is a very strong spot. It usually gets checked, but sometimes when you've got a secondary player like your offer of Johnny Boy kind of picking down in that avenue to distract them, they aren't always going to be so prone to peek that angle. So we'll see what does end up happening here because he is holding stalwart in that area. Hasn't fallen back yet, but the rotation, I mean, the bomb is still down outside of the subway side. They're going to start to push on in. Nice return Molotov there. He's going to hold Slap back for a little while longer. He's been lurking over towards B for a while. They haven't actually spotted anything out just yet. No frags on the board as of right now, and it's 25 seconds left in the round. It's time to go. That flashbang is going to be on point. Slap is going to chase for this one. And now, that last second flash is perfect, but Tommy, he's going to come right around from the back lines, but he does immediately fall. But NBL and Johnny Boy are going to trade it right back. Down to 13 seconds. No bomb plan.
If you need 2 players up and alive, it's these 2 for Argentina. Now the bomb plant connects. Zelos still pinned down onto the site. Defiand with possessioning with inside of short, but Johnny Boy trying to find this angle. Now there's no utility for the side of Argentina, but they do have the defuse kit, so they can play this slow and try to grab the frags first and foremost. Defiand getting cheeky, going to go for the peak here. Zelos starting to take damage, and Johnny through the boxes, able to grab the frag. Defiand with a missed opportunity as the Argentinians push the site. It's 1 more frag for Sweden, and now it's up to Johnny. We've hyped him so. He goes for the weak peak. Defiand comes wide, and Defiand finds the frag. It's Sweden with another, and 4-2 is the score.
Experience.
Exactly.
That was experience right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a man who has been in that situation multiple times in the past throughout his 1.6 career, albeit not on a map like Overpass, but in lots of other situations, and he plays that great. He baits him out off of the bomb defuse with a couple of rogue shots, finally gets him to face him and takes him down. This was beautifully played from Defiand in this 1 versus 2, so nicely done from him. He missed the first shot, but he was able to connect afterwards. But enough of that, we're back into the action. It's going to be a pistol upgrade buy here from the Argentinian side, and they've got to be careful. There's a boost in Playground, which is really nice. That's allowing you to peek down and watch for the party play.
Which, of course, is exactly where Argentina currently have presence, right? So they have to be cautious in this situation. But Slap's still just dancing around, checking the angle, as there is still presence from Sweden within Playground itself. A little volley of nades here will start to push Argentina back. Johnny going to be completely blinded. Of course, we've seen them fall back and use this defensive play. This round, they're kind of sticking a little bit to it. Of course, with these pistols, they need to take an initiative. They need to take Sweden down and be that offensive hit. But Zelos still overweighting towards T-spawn. They're taking their initiative towards B, which unfortunately is going to lie right into Zelos' hands. He finds 1 frag. Straka looking to disengage, but Zelos doesn't want him to run.
And unfortunately, he's not going to get very far in that avenue. at all. So it is going to be the two-man advantage right now for the Swedish side. They're looking to shut this one down and bring it back to a tie ball game here at 4-4. You're going to get an opportunity right now as Adder pushing on forward, finds a nice lineup there onto Teutonen. Now he's only got one more to beat over in that A bomb site, but they've got to be careful. There's a player coming around from Bathrooms. It's Johnny Boy. It's clothesline there coming up from the backside of Bathrooms towards that fountain side, and it's all down to NBL. We saw what they did with these CZ75s on that opening round, or second round. Unfortunately, this time around, it doesn't look like he's going to get too far. He gets spotted, and he gets taken down. 3 kills on the round for Adder, and 2 for Zealous, and Sweden are going to tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, Sweden just playing an excellent anti-eco round there.
Yep. Slow play.
Exactly.
Let him push.
Exactly. And I mean, Argentina tried to take the fight because they have to. Their hands are quite tied. Of course, they could have sat on the sites, but that would have just disadvantaged them even further. Johnny, taking the one fight, does of course catch Maytig off guard, but then the refrag once more. So Sweden, even when they kind of lose a little bit of footing, immediately respond back.
Man, here's the scary thing, too, is Sweden's starting to build up their economy.
Yeah.
They're in a situation now where it's going to take 2 wins for Argentina to break the bank of Sweden, but Slap again on short B. He's been very effective over here. Now, his scoreline might not reflect that because he doesn't have, I don't believe he's the kill leader for his team. I think that's Adder right now. But Slap has done such a good job haranguing these players over at this B-bomb site that they can't over-rotate or anything like that. The boost on bomb boxes inside of the B-bomb site, though, is going to net them a frag on the Zealous, who was a thorn in their side in the last round. And I'm not exactly sure where NBL took that damage from, as he is playing over towards the back of the B-bomb site, but
that's a frag grenade.
Yeah.
Defiand with an opening op shot. Now, of course, the Molotov going to be extinguished, but Johnny Boy capitalizing on the opportunity, and Slap is going to be reeling backwards. Has to be cautious as Tommy's knocked down one more. Slap taking the fight towards Johnny. He drops down, but Maytig's actually able to trade back. Still, it's a 1 versus 3. Plenty of utility to play with, and time as well on the side of Maytig. But being this outnumbered is obviously an incredibly difficult position. So it comes down to how Maytig can actually come back into this one. Argentina looking to play this passively. They do lose one more. Now Maytig peeking wide. He takes the second. Back down to the 1v1. It's 210 versus Maytig. He's on the site. He's now up dinked. Both players incredibly tagged here below the 30 mark. Can he do it? Maytig going to need the 4K in a 1v3 clutch. He catches the player going wide, but it's 210 who prevails. And Argentina bounce back with a response to Sweden's 4.
Too close for comfort for Argentina, and an expensive round overall for both sides. You can see, I mean, it's going to be another buy down here from the Swedish side. They know that the economy is hurt for Argentina. They know that they took 4 weapons out of their hands, and now this buy is going to be lackluster to say the least for Argentina. And they've got to be in the mindset that they know that Sweden is going to be buying. So they're going to get an ump, they're going to get 2 FAMASs, the salvaged AK and an M4. But look at the utility. 2 players don't have a nade to their name, only a smoke on Tommy. This is going to be very difficult, and not a kit on the board. But Johnny Boy opening up, almost gets away, but Slap is going to be able to chop him down, and that is going to leave it into a 4 versus 4. But look at how low Delpan is. He caught a nade or a spam or something.
Oh, 210 with another slap, takes one to the teeth, and now he's back and out. Argentina with a man advantage. This is their situation. They fall back into the sites. They have the man advantage. Eventually, Sweden has to play into their hand. So wait, patiently, played, discipline. We've seen them do it before, now they'll do it again.
And that's one of the situations also where having an insurmountable amount of utility isn't going to be necessarily the most important thing. It's when you're taking these early aim duels, you want to get a smoke out, try to one-way it. You want to be able to pop flash around a corner and take a frag. When you're playing deep in the sights, I mean, what Straka has right now could be enough. He's got a smoke, a Molotov, and a flashbang. So if it does come into a post-plant situation, he can try to burn players out from back of bathrooms. He can smoke the bomb for the defuse, or they can just frag him, and Teutonen's going to be able to find that opener. And he's just treading right behind Optimus, looking for this, but the nade dunk comes out. That's going to be another kill on the board for him. 3 on the round. They have no idea that NBL is just lying in wait.
Zealous going to be trying to get this bomb down, but it's a fake. Now we're going to see Argentina trying to react. NBL rounding the boxes, but he has to be cautious. Zealous still does have the chance to plant. Here his legs now spotted, and NBL capitalizing, denies the bomb plant, denies that extra little cushion of a purchase. And that was a very nice initiative being taken by Sweden towards the site. They flashbang the player off of the bank, and then the Molotov next to Optimus actually pushes the player out into the aim duel, where of course he prevails. But had Sweden found that frag based off their nade use, that would have been a fantastic opening over here on the site.
Spot the tracers, line it up, knock them down. Nicely done from Teutonen. That was a big round from him. 3K on it for him. Gets that dunk nade at the end, a little Steve Kerr action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old. It's cool.
I won't pretend to know who that is.
96 Bulls, let's go. 6-4 though, Argentina find themselves back with a 2-round lead, but it's going to be a save from Sweden. And this time they're going to go around from short B, up through the connector, all the way back around like a speed demon.
Look at this. Boosted on the other side of the window. So unorthodox, but now they're going to be starting to get pushed. There's players rounding all around them. Slap able to take one, but Johnny Boy trying to prevail here. It's Slap to find a second. So 2 frags going to the favor of Sweden. They've grabbed themselves now 2 primary weapons, and they fall back to look and re-engage. There's still so much time for them to play with, but they have to be cautious, of course, because they had no map control. We now do have a player behind them. Straka looking to come in from behind.
Well, I believe Johnny Boy was actually just on a P250, so they only got an M4 out of that,
yes, you're right.
Which is good, and I don't know where their M4 is now. There it is. Okay. Slap picks it up. It was on Defiand, but he throws it over to Slap, and that's actually beneficial, but this positioning from Straka, oh, baby, there it is. Bomb down. Going to find it onto Slap, takes him down, out of the picture, in that forward position. He actually pushed all the way through the B-bomb site, but Zelos is trying to flank the flanker who flanked the flank.
Of course. Very meta. Smoking
it as well. Yeah.
Smoking it out, Defiand going to be trying to cross just as his teammate had, but Straka still over here has to be cautious. The timing and the peaks is just not panning out as of yet, but he goes wide and finds it. Zelos going to be looking to come in for the trade frag. He's the last man standing, and he too takes one to the dome.
Nice.
With his brain splattered on the back of the wall. It's Argentina with a 3-point lead.
I don't know why, but that animation of the players climbing down the ladder still makes me chuckle. It's just so ridiculous because he has both of his hands on the gun and he's just kind of down the ladder, but the coach giving a little bit of a pep talk there, keeping him warm, keeping him loose, keeping him ready to rock and roll. And this is Johnny Boy trying to stand his ground as long as he can. But the trades, I mean, even at the beginning of this round, but it's the play from Straka. He saw that there was a lot of players over by Bathroom, so he takes the initiative to push out through the B pipe, through Monster, and he's going to be able to find that information and the triple on the round. And oh, I thought that was a headshot from Johnny Boy, but teamed up with Tommy over there on short. They're going to be able to find that onto Zelos. So the man advantage already again into the hands of Argentina. It's a good look for them so far into this round. 7-4 is the scoreline as we move into the 12th round of the map.
Well, what's crazy here is it's still a minute and a half on the clock, but Argentina have that man advantage. So Sweden, I mean, they're just looking for a refrag, and Argentina thus far has always kind of disengaged from these situations. So they've very not often given anything up, but this time Slap going to be going for the boost. He's looking for the head of Straka, but Straka's looking back. And as he crosses wide, it's Straka to get the kill. It is game sense on point here for Argentina to extend it to the 2-man advantage while Defiand starts to round the corner. Johnny with another, adding to the collection of Argentina, knocking him down as it's just Adder and Maytig left standing.
Yeah, tough spot for Sweden to be in right here with the 3-man advantage going the way of Argentina and the firepower being on their side. Well, Johnny Boy, he's staying mobile and he's going to line him up and knock him down. That's only like I think the second time that we've seen it off in the hands of Johnny Boy, maybe the third time throughout this map. And he's 17-9, by the way. I don't know if you knew that or if anybody in the audience realized that, but he's 17-9. So not only is he playing with a boatload of heart and soul, he's also carrying his team's hopes and dreams on his shoulders right now, just being an absolute animal in the server. And again, he was the one that we called out as being the player to watch for the Argentinian side, and he's not disappointing so far.
I believe Harold would call that juicy.
Juicy.
So nice. Argentina still continuing forward with this form. Sweden, they had an early response, but now they are out. Johnny with a boost as well, missing the flick shot, but again, he's just going to disengage. So they take these initiatives, and when it doesn't work out, it's perfectly fine because they still put themselves in decent positions.
Absolutely, and Johnny Boy, I mean, this is an Opper's paradise at this A bomb site without having the utility on the terrorist side. I mean, no smokes to cordon off any of the areas. He's going to be able to pick both bathrooms. He's going to be able to pick... Oh. All right, well, whatever. Misses the guy by the flower pots. He's going to be able to circle back around, but he's got to be careful. He's getting encroached upon. They're coming up from long A. He is going to get spotted, going to be able to take the refight with him, and that is going to net him another kill. And this position by the backside of Optimus, is that a boost? Yes, it is.
Oh,
Johnny
that
jumping
connects.
out. Yeah.
And the nade?
Bye-bye.
With the follow-up. 210 grabs the kill. Nice little boost, of course, behind the self-boost behind the Optimus Prime. Defiand coming in with the Deegs, but he's got 4 targets. And all of them nearby other than one. Of course, he's still sitting down by short. Defiand with a headshot. Wow. NBL out of the equation here, but it's still Tommy and Straka. 210 nearby. Tommy going to be happy to be cautious, as it could have been another 1v versus 1, but Argentina had already given them one of those situations. Again, they have been doing a very good job of preventing exactly that.
That was actually a really impressive shot by Defiand to get that first Deagle frag, because he was fighting off the aim punch when he took that duel. And well, we didn't see this on the other side. Straka's through the smoke. How many kills has he gotten through like walls and smokes and stuff like that in this one?
NBL the same.
Yeah, and again, I mean, 2 more frags that round for Johnny Boy. He's up to 19-10 right now. Doing a tremendous job. I mean, anytime that you drop 20 frags in a match on one half is a tremendous performance regardless. But again, he's going to be in that same position. But this time around, look at the play that they're playing this on long A. They've also got Tootenhen pushed up behind Boulder. So if Johnny Boy misses this one, he's going to have a teammate right in tow to be able to pounce on that and try to get that. Look, he's playing counter flash as well.
And a really awesome situation here is this is exactly where Johnny Boy was in the previous round. So, of course, if Sweden rounds the corner and sees this, they're going to assume potentially it is the exact same play. But with that little variable, it just makes it so much more deadly. Zealous going to be clearing out connector, but there's no presence here for Argentina. Of course, still they are playing passively on towards the site. 2 players out towards B, and NBL thinking about getting a little bit curious within the bathrooms, but he has to be cautious because unlike long A, there's no one there to trade him.
So we'll see where they do end up deciding to go right now in Sweden. Looks like they're filtering towards that B bomb site, and this is a good look for them. They're going to pop open the door, and they're going to pick down onto short. Nobody's home. Sad times for Defiand, not going to be able to utilize that AWP just yet, but the pressure is going to start mounting up in this area, and you can see NBL, he's already starting to rotate, and he will get there in time, and that's the biggest part about this, is they've got a fresh smoke on Monster. That's going to hold him back for a little while longer. They've got 2 players that are watching over in this angle, and then they've also got NBL in the backlines by Graffiti. And there you go, the Molotov comes out. They're going to peek the corner, but it's going to get knocked down immediately. Tommy and Straka combined to find 2 frags, slapping at her, both on the dirt. And with 20 seconds left and a flank coming out from T-Spawn, they are pinched, pinned, and dead.
Jutan going to be denied the second, but still knocking down another player in this situation with so little time left. Sweden, their hands are tied. They've got to fall back. They've got to give it up. And it's Argentina now finding themselves into the double digits. A 10-4 scoreline with only 1 round left to play.
Yeah, and we talked about how strong they were against Denmark on this map, albeit it did come to a 16-14, but at one point I believe Denmark was actually up 14 to 12 or 14 to 11 in that match, and they made a comeback, or maybe on 13 rounds, but they made a bit of a comeback, Argentina, and they ended up stealing away in the final round, full 30 rounds on that one. A tremendous CT side performance thus far from Argentina. They're up 10-4 into the final round of this half. 2-tech 9-buy on the board for Sweden. Not a lot to work with as far as utility. Defiand going back onto the AWP. He's on 9 frags, so it's not like he's having a miserable half, considering that his team has only been able to pick up 4 rounds. But even after that pistol victory, things really haven't gone all that well for him until now. Johnny Boy with an uncharacteristic whiffaroonie is going to be on the dirt. Ooh, really nice shot from Mating.
Yeah, now Straka's still nearby the site. He's got the support from Heaven as well, but NBL going to be finding 1 frag and looking for the second. Mate going to be pinned down. Straka with positioning around the smoke. NBL now dropping the second. That's the bomb within the water. Adder luckily able to take 1. 2-10 going to be refragging back. It's a 2 versus 2, but utility expended on both sides other than NBL's flashbang. Double kit here for the CTs, but again, that bomb was dropped, so Defiand having to reacquire it and reposition himself into the site, just as 210 is doing. Back through connector towards the A, looking to potentially join forces with his teammate. And this is great because you can see Sweden's attention so pulled to the short rate now.
Yeah, I mean, with that lurk frag that came out from the backlines was very, very nice and very timely as well. But Defiand, he's going to be able to clear out the Monster side. They can hear some footsteps coming around from the backlines as well. And Zealous in this water pit is going to be a very strong, formidable position. They're going to boost up. Defiand's going to get caught. He's going to go down. So really nicely done from Argentina. And now it's a 1 versus 2. Can Zealous clutch it out? They're going to peek him 1 by 1. He spams him up, and he takes him down. And Zealous, the hero of the final round, 3 kills for him, and it's a 10-5 halftime score. Sweden, they still have some life in them in map 1.
Which is excellent, right? Because, I mean, let's be honest. Argentina, they're looking great. We've seen excellent things from their CT sides. Boosts, initiatives, plays, retakes. They've got it. They feel comfortable. It's clear. But we also have to remember that this is a team who has lost many games in this tournament in the 30th round. So Sweden is very much capable of coming back into it, not only because they themselves are talented, but because we've seen Argentina be in like a 12-3 lead situation and still lose the game. So
yeah,
let's keep that in mind, of course. Never count Sweden out. These guys are so talented. Clearly here, Zelos reading it like a book. Written by Dr. Seuss, done and dusted.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. But again, with that in mind, I mean, a great performance from Johnny Boy with 19 frags in the first half, but where is Straka? Where is NBL? We saw them get some cheeky frags through smoke, some spam kills and things of that nature, but relatively quiet half, 9 and 8 for both of those 2 players. I mean, everybody kind of performing on their side and pretty even across the board for the Swedish side, as 12 leads the way. Zealous picking up those 3 kills in the last round, and we'll see what they can do going into the pistol round, because again, remember, Sweden actually picked up the pistol round on the T side until the NBL and Tommy train struck going into that second round.
Round 2 hurt. Round 2 hurt for Sweden. But this time it's going to be Argentina, again going heavily with utility into the pistol round. We've got that double smoke, quadruple flash by Glocks, Kevlar across the board. Sweden on the opposing forces do, of course, have that diffuse kit and a bomb, and a smoke. So if the bomb does come into play within this pistol round, they're good to go.
And this is a lot of utility bought up from Argentina. Usually you'll see one person pick up a smoke flash into the pistol round, and Everybody else will have body armor, maybe a raid boss spy with a Tech 9 with that armor as well, but they're going to go for a full execution in towards this A bomb site, or B bomb site, pardon me. And they actually get down into the pit. They goosh one of the players in the back lines, and no frags on the board just yet, but that's a second player gooshed and now dropped, slap on the dirt, and that's a big frag to have because he's been so strong in the pistol rounds. Tommy to find it, and here it is. That's the boost that cost them in the pistol round the last time, and it's going to work out. Johnny Boy is going to be able to find that frag, and now they're going to lay a little bit of spam out. Lining up two of them, should be able to knock them down in NBL. This has been a flawless round from Argentina, and Zealous, well, he's going to get backstabbed. That positioning from Johnny Boy. They immediately go for the boost, and look at the hype. Let me hear you, Belgrade.
That's exactly what he wants.
They're fired up. We're fired up. You guys should be fired up because we got ourselves one hell of a best of three.
I mean, just the fact that Argentina can come into this one, of course, they keep that player over in towards the lower boiler halls for so long that they never have to worry about their flank. And because of that, it allows them some space within the site to take the initiative, because when they see nobody up inside heaven and have confirmation there's no one behind them, that of course means that there's an emphasis on graffiti, exactly like there was. Johnny Boy taking the boost, grabbing the frags, and now Argentina coming into this one with no SMGs. They are not looking to lose this one as NBL finds an opening frag. It's Defiand to also drop 210 from within the connector, finds another frag, a 5 versus 3 already, and Argentina have barely expended any of their utility, any of their pushes, and they've taken damn near no damage.
Yeah, and Johnny Boy creeping around with Tommy over in the short pipe, looking to get a little bit of control over in this area, and if they do decide to go for one, they could go for a boost and try to peek into that B bomb site, but unfortunately nobody's going to be presenting themselves. 2 out of the 3 remaining CTs are in that area. Zealous, this is a nice position. We actually saw Straka when they played against Denmark, how he ducked down, he got a 3K from that position as they all just ran by, nobody checked it, so we'll see if that's going to be the case. But look at how Argentina, look at the patience, look at the poise from them, not giving up anything at all. They're not going to push. They know that they picked off 2 players in Subway. They were able to just completely lock that down, and now they can just play the patience game. They've got plenty of time on the clock, 45 seconds left into this one, and now you can see they're going to go for that boost.
I mean, they've been able to use this on the opposing side and also now on their side. So tricks up their sleeve, but instead they go for the smoke out towards heaven. Zealous is playing behind the barrels, but Maytig does grab a nice little Wandig. Looking to maybe deal some more. Zealous yet to reveal his position, but as he comes up, he misses the shot. NBL punishing him accordingly, but Maytig, now this is 3. He has taken down everybody in the round, but then 210 overwhelms him, pushes through the smoke, and he never sees it coming. It's Argentina with the conversion, but for a moment, Mega Man, that looked a little bit scary.
It did look a little bit scary. I mean, back-to-back kills there from Maytig, and unfortunately, he's not going to be able to adjust for the player pushing through the smoke, and he was running low on ammunition in his magazine. But fortunately for Argentina, they are going to be able to find that round. But the big thing about that is they dropped 3 rifles because it was such a big, expensive buy. And here you're going to get a look at them again. Here's the 3 frags for Maytig in that last round. That was a nice snapshot there, and then the second one to come right behind it. But a little bit unlucky there at the end with the smoke push and the lackluster amount of ammunition that he had in the rifle or in the pistol left. But to see the pretty much vanilla buy. They've got to be very careful here. They're pushing onto a stacked bomb site. All 5 CTs are over here. See what they can do. Tommy is going to be able to answer the call. He finds 2, and now they're going to bail, and this is the smart move. They're going to fall back. They've sniffed out that it's a stack, and Tommy is going to stick around for just a little while longer, and he finds a 3rd, potentially even a 4th frag for them over at the B-bomb site as Johnny Boy just sitting behind the spools outside of Monster Pipe, but for now, they have rotated a player over, and this is a powerful position if they don't check it. And there you go. It's Maytig again, the Desert Eagle.
Yeah, I mean,
it's another one.
210 looking to take an initiative, obviously, with that B stack. He wanted to know how many players exactly were on towards A, but he's alone, and he's one of the players with full health. Meanwhile, 2 players still on the side of Argentina, tagged heavily. Johnny Boy, of course, still on full HP, but double AKs given away to Sweden. That's incredibly dangerous. Maytig going to be rotating down as well. They're now poised, prepared, and ready for the B hit, which does seem as though Argentina want to play this out. Of course, within this round, we see them change up the pace. The previous round, they sat and wait. This time, assuming, of course, that low buy, which they guessed correctly, they take the initiative, they try to take the push, but now they've put themselves in a very worrisome position.
Yeah, this is really scary. I mean, Sweden can absolutely win out this round right now. I mean, they've got a player in heaven, they've got a player in graffiti. They're looking for these players to push in here, and as of right now, I mean, they're going to hear this noise. Johnny Boy is making a lot of noise. They're going to throw some nades over. Heaven trying to peek it out. Not going to be able to connect that. Drops down to 33 HP as Defiand, but they're not accounting for the graffiti player, and it's Maytig again. A triple on the round. 13 seconds left on the clock. They got to get the bomb plant.
Oh, Johnny takes some more damage as well, but he's going to be looking to activate the device. The CT is starting to round the corner. They're going to be up close, and he takes down the first, looking for the second, but no. Defiand able to deny and find himself a defuse. Argentina may be getting a little bit too aggressive there and trying to push the issue onto the B site, but even when they do lose that first AK, you see them reel backwards.
Yeah.
To me, it's the fact that they have the second man fully HP'd into the A site on his lonesome, and it's not as though, of course, he's playing it out slowly, trying to catch the CTs off guard, but he's making a racket the entire time he comes in, gives away the second AK, and if it wasn't for for that, well, Maytig wouldn't have this gun.
Yeah, that's the biggest part about that. I mean, that AK was the savior of the round right there. I mean, even the one that Defiand picked up off of the corpse of the deceased Argentinian over in that B bomb site. But the thing that kills me is, like you said, I mean, they showed their presence outside of Monster. They got 2 picks, 3 picks outside of Monster towards B, already outside in the water pit towards that B bomb site. And the unfortunate thing is, like, then they stalemate for a little bit. Yeah. Because they stalemate there, of course the CTs are going to rotate a player back towards that A bomb site. That's just the nature of the game. They're going to do that. But now we're going to see a mishmash buy here from the Argentinians. They've got an UMP, they've got 2 Tech 9s, an AK, and a Scout. Let's see if Johnny Boy can line them up, because there is an UMP in play. It's on the back of Defiand. If they drop Defiand in this low position, that could be dangerous down the road. But
yeah, I mean, luckily for Argentina, he misses that opportunity, and he, just like Johnny Boy did, will now re-engage, fall back to the A site, and look to take it up here towards long A instead, taking the spot of Zelos, who will then fall back to the A site instead. Johnny nearby, looking of course for the angle into the A site, but there's nobody to be found as they're playing incredibly passive angles on the site itself. Still 2 players out towards long, and if they cross back, then it's very well possible they cross straight into his crosshair.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit dangerous. I mean, Zealous, they just missed the timing, just barely missed the timing on that one. That was a very risky play. They're getting a lot of real estate up towards this A bomb site. I mean, when it comes up towards this area, it's going to be a brawl. They left the bomb all the way back outside of Fountain. Oof. And Defiand just gets obliterated. He's down to 10 HP, so womp womp.
Still, though, now a volley of grenades coming into the A site, but the CT's looking to hold fast. Now they're starting to rotate their players up, and an initiative being taken, but there's 20 seconds left on the clock, and they've left the bomb all the way back towards the fountain. This is going to be burning so much time, and still you can see the CT's not entirely sure if it's the A play. They rotate players back down towards B, and now this is going to give a chance for Argentina. 10 seconds on the clock. They're still going to be able to get this plant, especially as Tootin and NBL find 2 frags. 3 players still standing for the CTs, but they had to give up that bomb site.
Yeah, I feel like it was a mistake leaving the bomb behind, but it works out beautifully for them because they stalled just enough for Sweden to second guess it. We do see Zealous come back in with a frag on a Tommy. They're going to be looking for this to come around the side, and Johnny Boy not going to be able to line that up, but the Tech 9 close range. The backstab comes in, and Zealous finds 2 more. It's 3 kills on the round for him. Now they're going to play the bait and switch on the long haul. What can they possibly do here? There goes the dink. Another frag goes on the board. Maydig's going to be able to find that. They are going to be able to trade that one out. Straka is going to be able to finish off another one. The defuse comes in, and Maydig's going to stick it. It wasn't planted for him, and Zealous with the 4K on the round, the hero play that they needed and that they deserved. And Sweden are going to find their 7th. Now we have a pause coming out. Tactical. And most likely, I was going to say tactical from Argentina. They need to get their heads back into this one and see if they can line this one back up, because talking about lineups, Zealous had a nice couple of them into that last round. So,
I mean, there's a bit of an awkward situation here after Johnny puts down that bomb within the Optimus Prime on top of the truck itself. As opposed to falling back, considering he has that scout, he takes that close corner over towards the top of the staircase. Of course, that sets the crossfire with the Tech 9, so I understand what he's trying to do, bait the players into him. But when Zelos comes out from bank, there's nobody covering it because, of course, they've put 2 players committed to using that little bait and switch behind the planter. With nobody applying cover, down they go. Easy cleanup. And here we find Sweden finding the point, despite, again, rotating the players away.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I'm actually curious as to why they decided to go for the plant where they did in that round. Because it actually took longer for them to get the plant over by Optimus as opposed to planting default. And maybe they were just afraid that there was going to be a CT flank coming around from the back line or something like that. That's the only thing that I can think of what would be the reason why they would plant over by the truck as opposed to in front of the boxes. If they plant in front of the boxes, the potential is much, much higher that they win that round, that they pull it back and they're able to steal it away. Unfortunately, they don't plant in a default position, and that allows Maydig to just line them up and knock them down. And also the post-plant positioning from the terrorist side of Argentina was a little bit questionable, with both of the players playing in that one cubby as opposed to one playing in bathrooms and one playing by the cubby.
Exactly.
Pull the distraction from the player and swing bathrooms and try to get the refrag, or at least deny the bomb defuse, but we'll see how it ends up working out. We've got a scout in play here on Defiand, looking to do a little bit of damage. It's going to be a quick push here from the terrorist side of Argentina, trying to force him back, and they're going to do exactly that. They're coming around the corner. He still isn't able to connect these shots. That's 4 missed shots so far. Flashbang comes out. It's going to be Adder.
Adder kills him with a flashbang! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen it, but now it's going to be
all tournament.
Going for the initiative, and it's going to be the ace. Don't tell me. Yes! An ace starting with the flashbang kill. Let's hear it, Serbia.
Top shelf. Don't leave me
sorry.
hanging, baby. Don't leave me hanging. Top shelf. A flashbang kill and an ace in the same round. That's freaking ridiculous. That wasn't it. This is it. Boop, boop. Done. Oh my God. I never thought that I'd actually get to cast. It's happened one time before in the 2 years that I've been casting CS. And never in an arena that I've seen it. That is absolutely
glad to be
ridiculous.
a part of it.
I'm so glad to be a part of it. That is awesome.
5 AKs here on the side of Argentina, back into the gun rounds and looking to deal some damage. Sweden again taking an initiative, much like Argentina did on their CT side, but again replicating the experience as they fall back after not finding anything. The smoke grenade going to be keeping NBL at bay for the time being. Meanwhile, Sweden lying in wait.
I still can't get over that last round. That was ridiculous. But, I mean, it was a save round from Argentina, so it shouldn't be too much of a morale, you know, dampening thing for them. But getting killed by a flashbang is just hilarious. No matter how you break it down, it's just absolutely hilarious. But 4 rounds still the difference. I mean, Argentina, they're still in control of this right now, but slowly and steadily, Sweden are starting to chip away at this one, and it is going to be the full hog all the way over towards that B-bomb site. And Slap with 1-2. Madig's going to be able to find a third. Slap going for the wide peak with the USB. He's got nothing left in the tank, and finally Johnny Boy's going to be able to take him down, but they can't get any real estate into that B-bomb site. They're both falling back now. So even though they get the trade frag, they're at a 2-man disadvantage, and they have no map control at all.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily for them in this situation, Sweden's already rotating players up towards A site. They've got 2 of their players who were down here towards B starting to reposition. Now, of course, what this means is that Argentina are certainly still at a disadvantage, but with those players split onto both of the different sites, and now Johnny Boy trying to fake this out with a bit of utility, they're going to be coming back into this one, and they have to be very incredibly cautious as still the CTs are still repositioning. Defiand with a nade in hand as well. He could very well be caught out, but now he's going to throw the ball. He comes out wide, dropped by Johnny. Johnny not seeing Zelos, however, means that it's Sweden with another one. 12-9, and slowly but certainly, we do have Sweden coming back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was 10-5 at the half. The pistol round victory goes the way of Argentina. They get 2 rounds, and then they get ecoed. So this has gone from 12-5 to 12-9 in the blink of an eye. I mean, it feels like the rounds have been... It feels like Sweden's won more rounds than 4 in a row right now, but they're slowly chipping away. And again, Argentina, they're on the back foot. They're back onto the pistols. They're not going to have a lot of utility. No utility, just a flash. So this is a very difficult situation. But they're going to push the smoke by Fountain. They catch out Zealous, and they're going to keep the pain train going. Choo-choo, boys.
Yeah, I mean, that not only grabs them a player advantage, but now also an AK-47 for the man who has Kevlar himself. It's Tommy looking to deal additional damage. But still Argentina trickling themselves all around the site. They've got control of both extremities and also the middle of the map. Sweden, they're playing their bomb sites. It's the only place that's safe right now.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, their holds on these sites have been very, very strong, and this is going to be an interesting boost if they can get these players up here. There you go. So they're going to be looking out towards short.
Just the map knowledge that Argentina has been clearly employing, like all over the place. Not only the window boost up towards bathroom, but then boosting on the opposing side. I've never even seen that, and while of course you can consider it odd, it still managed to work out. So
yeah. I mean, again, I mean, they're looking to punish they're looking to punish Sweden with any and all knowledge that they have, and they've been preparing for this. I mean, I think they said 6 weeks of preparation with this 5 that they've put in doing this. I mean, They had to go through the Argentinian qualifiers to just be having the chance to represent themselves in the regular qualifiers. They make it past that. So this 5 has been playing together for a significant amount of time. They put in more practice than some pro teams.
That's too hilarious. They're just crouch walking across the crosshair of Defiand, but it will not matter because as they start to come over the crest, it's 2 to drop. Adder and Maytig combining forces as well to take down an additional 2. It's NBL alone with no bomb control and 15 seconds left. All he's got's a Tech 9 in this situation, so of course not very much to lose and very much to gain, as Sweden still with 3 standing on the site are certainly going to be winning this one unless there's some sort of miraculous situation. But Adder has the confirmation. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's trying to save in the situation, but now he's incredibly low, and they're going to be taking the fight versus him. He is able to escape, though. That was needed.
I was going to say, he needs to run in that situation. He's getting nothing out of this anyway, and he doesn't want to lose, you know, what firepower he does have, because he's not going to be buying much into this round. Good looks from Sweden, though. They're up to double digits now. It's 12-10. And these shots from Defiand, that was filthy. Second one coming in, nice snapshot from him, finally taken down by Straka. And this shot from NBL at the very end of the round, falling back and boop, right in the face. Didn't even look like it was on him. CSGO.
Defiand going to be taking a nade to the chest. 50 points of damage shaven off of him, but still you've got 2 players inside of Connector. Now we've said, of course, how Sweden take the initiative and then fall back, and again they do it here, but this time not all the way. Still keeping 2 men near the bathrooms as the second has yet to leave. Tommy nearby over here towards the fountain. Again, Argentina spreading themselves out and seeing what exactly Sweden has to throw with them.
Yeah, and you can see those bathroom players are going to fall back. They're going to go into a more standard default hold onto this A-bomb site with Defiand with the AWP watching down towards long A. Johnny Boy with the ult for the first time in this second half. This is something that we haven't seen because the money hasn't been good enough on the Argentinian side. MBL, he has to stay on that Tech 9. He does manage to pick up some armor behind it and some utility. So he's going to have the run and gun capabilities, but we are going to be seeing the Argentinian side push forward towards that A-bomb site. They do leave a lurker over in the short water pit, so they're going to have backstab potential if the rotation comes out from Sweden.
And I mean, currently now Sweden do still have 3 players down here towards B, so...
Yeah, that's the biggest part about it.
Yep. Oh, Johnny catches Adder straight out the air. Down he goes as Defiand does refrag back for the favor of Sweden. Again, it is still a 4 versus 4, and BL not peeking as of yet. Gets the timing as Defiand drops. It's now the man advantage, but it's brought back by Maytig. Another trade frag. It's been on point this entire map.
Yeah, back and forth. I mean, a lot of these rounds have come down to very, very close. There's the lurk out, and Straka's not going to be able to connect that. The push is going to be coming back around towards the B-bomb site. They know that they were able to at least find a little bit of damage, but Zelos, he's not as hurt as they think he is. He's going to be able to drop the bomb carrier. 12 seconds left into the round. MBL, again, the last man standing, going to try to persevere and save this AWP for another round, but Sweden now within 1, and I mean, Argentina, they had that 12-5 scoreline at one point, and they've given 6 rounds now in a row to Sweden as they make this comeback happen, and this is what we saw happen to Denmark in the opening match of this entire tournament was on Mirage, where they had a substantial lead, and they blew it. Even earlier today when we saw France and Canada, it was 12-6 on Dust 2, Canada up, and the comeback comes out, and it ends up being 16-13 in favor of France. So it's a day of comebacks.
It's scary stuff because we've seen it all tournament long, right?
Yeah.
So it's hot on our minds. But 12-11, still Argentina in the lead, but only by a smidgen. Defiand now rounding the corner over here towards Fountain. Of course, the utility going to be forcing his hand, but now 2 players round the crest, and the timing pans out. Luckily for Argentina, they're not caught in the jump, but still, we do have Defiand falling back now. All right. Decently done. Still, Straka over here towards B, looking to create a bit of space. Slap dealt damage and unable to refrag back, but now it's Johnny Boy to take the plays. Tries to take the point, the flashbang pushing him back. Slap to take the initiative, but another missed opportunity, and both Operas just dancing around the corner. It's Slap who prevails here.
Yeah, and Straka, I mean, with the flashes, the smokes, and the Molotovs, he's not going to be able to go for the refrag onto that one, so nice use of the utility from Sweden just to hold him back. It's not even to do the damage, it's just to keep him from pushing forward as his player is pulling back the bolt on the op, and Slap again over here by Monster is going to find a second frag, takes down Straka, and that is going to put a 2-man advantage on Sweden, and they are going to be, I mean, they're poised to tie this one up. This is looking like a 12-12, unless Tommy, MBL, and Tutanen can do something magnificent into this round, but I mean, it's going to be tough. They're walking right into Defiand's playground.
He's already sitting as well on some frags, so... No, excuse me, Slap grabbed them both. I'm mistaken. I saw the AWP, but that's right, it's a double op setup, so Sweden can just stay here in the site and wait for the peaks, and that's exactly what they're going to see, but Tommy unable to capitalize on that.
Oh, no,
Still now Adder
like
from behind. It's going to be a sandwich here on long. Defiand going to be employing a smoke grenade as well. Now Adder rounds the corner, but he's only going to be able to catch one as Slap does actually add another. Tommy within the site, able to take the frag, and Defiand with the no-scope. Style points here on overpasses. Sweden ties the game.
Dirty. Nicely done. And I mean, again, look at the scoreboard. You can see how close the frags are now on the CT side. 20, I think, was the top fragger, 14 at the bottom, so only 6 kills separating them. So everybody firing on all cylinders, and that shot was nasty from Defiand. And we've got ourselves a tie game. 12-12 is the scoreline with double op setup. Here's the thing. Argentina, we're going, okay, we know that Defiand's hopping over towards the A-bomb site. We can maybe pressure another area of attack, and they went towards Monster. And that's where Slap was with the AWP. So they go into this double up setup on the CT side, and it works out magnificently in the first opportunity that they get to use it.
Already now with another op frag, doing the exact same positioning, the exact same peak. Slap still behind the barrels. Johnny Boy with a nice little jump as the rest of the team comes flying out short. They grab 2 frags, and now it's Slap overwhelmed. Straka adds another. The Sweden team is so far away here that it's going to be map control to the favor of Argentina. The bomb now going down in a 4 versus 2.
Yeah, they were not ready for that. And Johnny Boy, he gets thrown over the op from NBL, and he's going to be able to employ it. He's going to take down Adder, and he's going to leave the last man standing, Defiand, up in the heavens. So with that peek from Johnny Boy, even though he's not able to net the kill, he's going to be able to get the information for his team that this player is pushed out. And now they've already spotted him over here in the water pit, so he's going to push on out. One in graffiti, one in the back lines, and he's got nowhere to go. A nice round from Argentina. They finally find one. It comes on the back of a pistol buy with some armor to boot, but the biggest part about that, and you said it too, Slap gets that kill, Johnny Boy's able to distract with that goofy jump because
Exactly.
the pipe isn't tall enough for you to actually jump in. It slingshots him out around the corner, and then they all just push the smoke on short and just converge, and that was really nicely done.
And then, of course, then with Slap
down.
having that AWP behind the barrels, he's just isolated, and they know
Yeah.
he's exactly there because he's
Tough
playing
spot.
the same spot. So, exactly, tough spot. He's put between a rock and a hard place, and with a bullet through his head, it's enough to take him down. But Sweden now looking to take initiative over here towards short. It's Maytig to drop. No, excuse me, Maytig with a double. It's Zelos who's dead out of this one. Tommy only grabbing the one. It's a man advantage already here for the Swedes. And still Argentina are set reeling onto the back foot. Now Johnny's still over here towards Fountain.
Adder.
Has to be cautious exactly because
look at
Adder's
Adder.
coming in from the back, and Slap over here towards B is grabbing some info, but Johnny's able to escape the scenario. How?
He didn't
Timing.
check the corner, and actually Johnny missed the shot on that player that was going for the flank, and now Defiand. This is where we saw Johnny Boy do some work, and Johnny Boy actually spamming the wall, not able to find that, but the smoke comes out. That's perfect timing. He's going to push behind this, though, and this is going to get a little bit scary for the terrorist side, but a good spot for Straka to be able to try to get that bomb down. He's going to do just that, but he can't get away in time, and it's all down to Johnny Boy 3 versus 1. And he's found himself into a fascinating position here.
Unfortunately for him, though, the bomb not really planted for him, and he's going to spot another, but the shot is missed. There's a player on the bomb, of course, currently defusing, and he's going to find one frag. Slap coming in from the back as well. Johnny grabs the second, but the defuse, it should be able to find itself. 1 second left, but he grabs the kill!
my God!
Argentina with another 14 rounds, and they needed that consecutive victory, or else they faced the reset.
Oh my God, what the hero play. 4 frags on the round from Johnny Boy, and he shuts it down. I didn't even realize he got that spin around
The
frag.
player
in
comes off the
bathroom.
defuse.
I don't think he did. He didn't have a kit.
Oh.
Defiand didn't have a kit into that one
There we
because,
go.
and actually I was going to point that out, you saw Zealous actually had a P90 into the round, so they didn't have a lot of money on the Swedish side to work with. And you can see right now that they are basically going to have to forfeit that point to Argentina because they can't formulate a buy. Now, we saw it work for them before, and the subway push is going to net them 1 kill onto Tommy, but it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Argentina, and they're going to put themselves into a very positive position, breathe a collective sigh of relief once they get up to 15 rounds. And it should be okay for them because the limited firepower, but they have scavenged an AK, and we've seen Sweden come back from some of these rounds, especially with Maytig on that Desert Eagle. So we'll see if he can replicate that again.
I mean, last time we found Sweden in this position where they were able to grab a couple AKs, things went south for Argentina.
Fast.
So, exactly. They have to make sure that they avoid that scenario, and it does look as though they're just kind of congregating as a single unit, and if they do just use this to their advantage, they should be able to play out the trades, and even if they don't play the trades initially, they can still control possession of the weapons, which is key. Johnny Boy leading the charge, as he has all tournament long. Oh, this is going to be looking good from Argentina, slowly but surely working their way towards A.
Yeah, Johnny's actually on 30-plus kills now for Argentina, so he's feeling it right now. He's got the desire, the passion in his veins, but the issue is going to be these 2 players that are on this bomb site, and one of them's not wielding the AK, so they're going to be able to get in here, but with this positioning for Maytig. Oh, and the flank is coming in through from Slap. They're going to be able to spam him down a little bit, and Johnny Boy missing the shot, but so is Maytig, and they're going to pull off the plant. Actually, the flank comes around. Slap does manage to drop Johnny Boy in the long run in the grand scheme of things, but it's all going to be down to Zealous in this 1 versus 3. NBL, Straka, and Tutunen should be able to find themselves some beneficial positioning. And that's exactly what they're going to do. 3 versus 1. Very unlikely that Zealous is going to be able to walk away from this one with the win, but
Johnny did it.
Crazy things. Yeah,
Johnny did it. Straka still going to be holding the cross. Zelos rounds it out. Now he's, of course, alone, and Zelos takes the headshot. Of course, he uses the Molotov to isolate off the long push, but both players over here towards bathroom, and one of them incredibly tagged. But Zelos knows better, and he falls away. It will be Argentina securing overtime at the very least, as Sweden will have 3 rounds left to bring it into OT.
Yeah, but the biggest part about this is the confidence that they're building up now
Exactly.
on the Argentinian side. I mean, you can see Johnny Boy sitting there in the middle, hands in the air, getting you guys hyped up in the audience as well. They're feeling it right now. And the biggest part was that Sweden was able to run back 7 rounds in a row, but now Argentina has gotten 3 rounds in a row. So they've swung the economy back into their favor. If they drop this round, they should have enough money to formulate another buy going forward. They could even save one and allow Sweden to get to 14 rounds before all's said and done. But the biggest part about that is just the fact that they have secured overtime, like you said, at the very least. And remember, this is Argentina's map pick. We are going to be going on to, what's map number 2?
Mirage.
Mirage, yes. Which Sweden looked pretty good on before, so we'll have to see how that one pans out. But for now, it's going to be 1 round away for Argentina to shut it down. But Zealous has got different ideas, throws the spam out, and knocks one down.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, Sweden have been able to ascertain an initial advantage. They're going to be looking to hold on to it as Argentina look to take it away, but still they have to be cautious. Luckily for them, they have Johnny Boy on that AWP, so he's actually able, or will be able, to use that op to try and find the pick. And if they can bring it back to the 4 versus 4, then Argentina are not in a bad situation whatsoever, as they do still possess so much of their utility. They can set an execution, they can fall away. Luckily, that's the thing. They lose a man at the very beginning, so they have time to play, but Straka finds the headshot, and as did Slap, but Slap's not lethal. 4 versus 4 here on the B site.
Yeah, it's just the disadvantage of having the M4 versus the AK, but the bomb is going to get planted here. They're trying to spam through the smoke. Oh, denied! Bomb is going to get dropped, so they're going to have to go for the plant once again, and there's a lot of CTs that are starting to infiltrate this area, and a wall bang comes out. Johnny Boy's going to slap one down, but it's going to swap out for the AK, and I think he knows that he tagged him as well, because he does swap over to the AK. No utility left for any of the terrorist side players. One flashbang left for Sweden to work with, and only one kit on the board. But all of Sweden is here. It's just going to be a brawl out. Tootin and Johnny Boy going to be able to combine for 2, and it's all down to Tootin versus Delpan, 1 versus 1. And Delpan wins the fight. They live to fight another day. And Sweden, they stave off a map 1 loss with a 1 versus 1 victory, but that is an expensive 1 versus 1.
Denying that bomb plant changes everything, of course. I mean, finding themselves into the 4 versus 5 and then also losing the player who's committed to the bomb plant puts Argentina, honestly, in an atrocious position, yet still, they bring it back that damn close. It is going to be another one here as Argentina buy up into the round. 3 Galil's limited utility. Johnny has his op, and Delpan has one as well, and both of them down here towards the lower. Delpan missing the shot, but everybody from the situation disengaging immediately.
I was going to say, you're talking about atrocious situation. Look at these atrocious buys from both sides. An NP7, a FAMAS,
exactly.
3 Galils. Barely any utility for either side. You can see how expensive that round was. Argentina because they lost, Sweden because they lost 4 guns in it. So both sides are going to be reeling a little bit in Slap. I like the positioning from him. He's going to get up close and personal with that SMG, use the high mobility of it and the rate of fire to try to knock somebody down if they come creeping around that corner. But for now, it looks like Argentina going to be favoring, trying to get a couple of early frags over towards A.
Again, it's a 5 versus 5 here. A minute still left on the clock, but nicely, as mentioned, right? Straka's down here and holding the back. And we've seen, obviously, Argentina, when they have this amount of, this confirmed map knowledge, that generally they prevail in these sorts of situations, especially as Johnny Boy is still up and living here in round 29. But with the AWP, he's yet to spot anything. Trying to bait out a reaction, however, from this site. Johnny, op in hand, and again, just slowly working this.
Yeah, they're creeping up, and they've gotten a lot of real estate in towards this bomb site right now. And Johnny Boy, he's going to be able to get a cheeky little position here, and if anybody comes peeking around the corner from the backside of default, he should be able to knock him down. And I think Adder might have spotted the head of a player jumping around the corner, but the biggest part about this is, look, Johnny Boy's still creeping up. They spot the player jumping. Finally, they're going to give up a little bit of intel. Coming around from long A, and DL trying to bait it out. He's going to be able to get the trade. Straka's going to drop in the meantime to Delpan, and the push is going to be on towards this A bomb site. The smoke wall is out, but Delpan behind the wall, and Tootin's going to be able to rip him off. Maybe comes back around from the back lines. Adder does manage to get that kill. Slap with the refrag, and it's going to come down to a 2 versus 2. And again, Tommy in a decent position, but this time the bomb is planted.
Exactly. And Zelos is already on the site, as of course is Baitig. Both players look to set this cross, and Tommy's positioning yet to be revealed, but there it is. Zelos checking the angle. He grabs the frag, and 210 now has to go for the 1v2. Maytag taps the bomb, but now he comes off of it. Still, there is a chance. He finds one headshot, but he goes for 2 wide of a peek. So his body exposed to Zelos, and with just enough time, it is Sweden to grab another one. But again, we will reiterate this, so incredibly close.
Yeah, I mean, so many of these rounds could have gone either way. I mean, this could have been a blowout one way or the other, just with the way that these rounds have unraveled. But we'll have to see. I mean, the buy down comes out. They're going to do the best that they can on the Argentinian side, but you can see, I mean, it's going to be limited. They've got an ump on board. They've got a couple of Tech 9s, but they have made it work in the past. No ult for Johnny Boy, who's been the all-star of this matchup. I mean, I don't think anybody in the audience or anybody that's watching this at home can find any irrefutable fact that he hasn't played lights out throughout this. He's 33+ kills. He's looking to try and get a couple more just to will his team across that finish line, drag him kicking and screaming if he has to. But we are going the distance, the full 30 rounds, potentially overtime at this point. And this is, I mean, what a way to finish off the day.
Exactly. This could potentially be the very first overtime of this day, but Adder is going to be finding the first. Straka able to trade frag back. Zelos from within the bank, and now the rotation from Sweden away from the B site means they're going to be going for the retake. But the bomb is yet to be down here. So first and foremost, Argentina need to get the bomb down. Tommy, again, with positioning in this direction. It's going to be another frag as Slap takes 2, finding his way out from the back, but Defiand does the same, and Slap with Zelos' help finds Sweden 2 more frags in a 15th round. We have gone not only the distance, but now in towards overtime.
I don't think that we could ask for a better culmination of this day. I mean, we had a 16-0 earlier.
Exactly.
And now we get to see an overtime matchup for our final match of the day between two teams that are duking it out head-to-head, giving it their all. And, I mean, this is down to the wire. We knew it was going to be close. We knew that Argentina, I mean, they were my dark horse throughout this entire tournament. What a reaction from Slap. Wow.
And 210 lining them up as well. I mean, it's just the fact that, I mean, if Argentina are able to get that bomb plant initially when they first had the opportunity, there would have been more time for them to fall back into after plant positions. But unfortunately for them, because they spend so much time just reacquiring the bomb and then placing it in the right position, you see, of course, those last 2 players between Slap and Zelos get cleared up because, again, they're just still on top of each other. They're not behind cover. They're not back towards bathrooms. They're still standing in the middle of the open, and it's that exactly what cost them their lives.
I mean, Slap didn't give him a chance to get into cover. He
Very
just
true.
came barreling out from the back lines and just... They figured that crossfire from Fence and Dumpster was going to work out well for them in the long run. Unfortunately, he hits 2 lightning fast headshots, and because he hits those 2 and they weren't able to hold that line, he gets so much real estate, and just that's how they catch those players out. So a little unfortunate for Argentina, but a brilliant play from Slap, and I mean, that's what we've been highlighting. I mean, this kid is pretty solid, and he's young too, so expect to see him maybe go a little bit deeper into the Swedish CS scene later on down the road. But for now, it's going to be overtime. $10,000 start money. It's going to be MR3, max rounds 3 for you guys. So the first team to get up to 19 is going to be our victor for OT number 1.
Exactly.
We could go forever. Hope you guys brought some pillows and blankets because we could be here for a while.
Certainly. Still, it's going to be Argentina spreading themselves thinly once more. They've got that AWP playing over towards short, looking for an opening in towards the B site. Sweden with some presence out towards long. They have to be cautious because Johnny's found the kill. Slap down and out. 5 versus 4 here for Argentina. The bomb's still in the back line, so they can't actually capitalize off of this one quickly. Instead, they're just going to have to lie in wait as Defiand attempts to bring this back. And if they aren't cautious, then they could very well lose a player just like that. Defiand dropping Tommy. Now he's got to get right out of dodge.
Yeah, and throwing out the Molotov, that's going to prevent the fountain push, so he's in a good position now. He's going to find his way all the way back behind flower pots, all the way back towards that A-bomb site. And with that being in mind, I mean, the Alper's doing a brunt of the work right now. I think Defiand might actually be top fragging for Sweden right now. I think that was his 25th kill throughout this matchup, so you've got Johnny Boy up at 34 or 35 kills now. Defiand on the opposite side trailing by not much, but look at this position. Defiand staying mobile. Actually hits the wall. NBL down to 2 HP. The pop flash comes out around the corner. Luckily for Johnny Boy, not only does it blind himself, but it also blinds Defiand, but he doesn't care. No, he doesn't care. He's going to go for the peak. He's going to win the battle, and he's going to be able to find another frag on the board. And Zealous, I'm surprised he's not pouncing here. The long spray from Straka not connecting, and Zealous is going to be able to capitalize. Finds his second as well, and 2 HP remains for NBL. He's down and out. 4 players stay alive, and that is super crucial for Sweden because of it being so much more expensive on the CT side of things.
Oh, I mean, Defiand just getting aggressive, playing that one perfectly. It's nuts, of course, that he's able to have that mobility, to have that initiative, and then he capitalizes on it. Doesn't give up anything whatsoever. Finds himself back, never even gets traded. And again, there's support nearby on the site, but still nobody really that close. And this was a great shot by Defiand to take it back to the 4 versus 4. Again, the trade frags on this map have been so on point.
Oh, that was a pretty dirty flick that he hit there. It's a shame that Johnny wasn't able to hit that one because that would have opened things up a little bit over towards that A-bomb site. But again, they still had presence behind him. I mean, Maydig has been on point with the rotations, Adder and Zealous as well. And unfortunately, when they got that opening pick, if they had the bomb with them, they might have been able to bombard that B-bomb site, find control over there, but that wasn't the case, so they had to fall back and find another avenue of attack. And the flashbang goes out. Defiand trying to line one up through the smoke, fully flashed, and it's not going to happen. Now you can see they're going to get playground control, try to push over towards Party and Long A. And Defiand's going to be repositioning over towards this area, so we can see him go huge again. And they're going to get aggressive behind this. I actually kind of like this from Sweden. They're not going to hold back. Adder's going to play the bait and switch with Defiand. Defiand's going to rattle off the shot, pull the distraction, and then they're going to come back around the corner. And this is where things are going to get scary. Johnny Boy getting boosted, and Zealous can hear all of this.
When he spots him, Johnny Boy standing up, grabs the frag. Adder nearby, able to return the favor. So it's a 4 versus 4 once more, but now only 3 as Adder takes down another one. And as they topple, Tutan able to trade frag back. Again, trades upon trades as we find ourselves to the 3v3. But Argentina looking to take this one straight towards that site. Zelos now on the op, but he has to be cautious because he's being surrounded. Players pushing through the smoke. It's Straka with the frag. Slap still behind Optimus Prime, and he's got support on the staircase. But again, there's 50 seconds left standing as the bomb now goes down. Slap able to find the kill, but never denies the bomb. And now Tutan able to reel backwards as well. He'll have the help of Straka from within the bathrooms.
Yeah, that's the biggest part about that is he goes for that peek, he's not able to find that frag, and now they know that Straka's over here at long, or pardon me, over here by bathrooms, and Tutanhin was over there by long, but Tutanhin's going to go all the way back through bathrooms and join up with his teammates so that they can double peek this defuse. You saw how it didn't work out in the 1v1 with regulation, and that's a nice peek. They didn't even wait for the bomb defuse to come out, and now the Molotov goes out. It's a little short, though. Is it going to spread? Doesn't matter. Straka is going to be there. 3 kills on the round. That's a player that we haven't had a lot to say about in the last couple of rounds because he hasn't really been able to be effective on his lurks. He closes out the round with 3 kills this time around, and Argentina are going to bring it back.
At least by 1. At least by 1.
16 all now.
Tied game. And this is nice because, I mean, obviously if Argentina lose that round, with this being a 10,000 MR3, of course, then that's when the cash flow becomes a bit of an issue. So luckily for them, they're able to reinvest into it. And if they had not won number 2, then their chances of winning a 3rd and even a 1st round in the overtime would have been incredibly difficult, would have been much more slim. But again, they still do have a fully equipped Sweden to deal with here. They've got their utility. They've got an op on Defiand. Of course, he can hit those shots. We saw his teammates struggle a little bit as they tried to pick up the op themselves. But again, it's in his hands here, so definitely formidable.
Yeah, I mean, again, you were talking about that as we see Johnny Boy go down. If they, I mean, they could have been potentially on match point after this overtime was over, but Madig, he's taking matters into his own hands. 3 back-to-back-to-back kills over on short B. Going to pop out the flash as well and find himself a little bit of repositioning, but they try to barrel in through underpass, and well, he's just going to be able to knock him down. So a little unfortunate for Argentina that they're not able to get the trade onto him, dropping him to 33, but not being able to finish him off. And with Slap off the board, somebody on Sweden is bound to step up, and this time around it's Mating. He has been doing a fantastic job over that B-bomb site, just locking it down.
I mean, we've seen Argentina in these situations before where it's a 2 versus 4, but it's 2 players committed to each of the sites. Of course, with those rotations being so quick, it's not to count the other 2 out, but still a very real chance that they could take the fight. The flashbang blinding NBL. Zelos getting confirmation on the second. Tommy now revealed. Of course, we're going to be seeing the rotation down from Sweden, trying to capitalize on the situation with 30 seconds left. He does have the bomb, but his hands are tied.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the last round of the first half of the first overtime. He is going to go down. Nice shot there from Zealous. It's the full house, or the full house. 3 kills for boo and a hiss. Boo and a hiss. At least they've got a Swedish flag for redemption. But yeah, I mean, Madig doing phenomenal stuff over there on the short B side of things and just locking it down. So Sweden are going to take an advantage going into the second half of overtime. Now, remember, CT side, that's where both of these teams have flourished. So for me personally, it's going to be the first team that gets 2 rounds on the T side, albeit if Sweden does, they're going to walk away with this in the first OT. But if it goes to a second overtime, it's going to be that first team that's going to have to get 2 rounds on the T side in order to commit to this, because both of them, I mean, it was 10-5, 10-5.
Exactly.
And then it was 2-1, so again, it's doubled.
It's the same ratio of rounds here, right? Yep. So this is a big play for Matic as well. They get aggressive, and that's something we actually hadn't seen from Sweden all too often. If anything, it was going to be Delpan up towards bathrooms trying to take an initiative off the op. We saw him, of course, go down towards the bottom of Boiler, but this is one of the first times we see that rifle peek, and it pans out superbly to the favor of Sweden. But again, in this situation, Argentina looking for 2. Absolute minimum they need to secure the double overtime. If they do have a clean sweep, it will be Sweden giving up 1 map. But nice little boost here in towards short. It misses the timing as Slap is already finding himself entry out on towards the B site, but he's alone. So he has to be cautious, or else this could very well put Argentina into a 5 versus 4. But Straka, he has no idea. This wall of smokes is so confusing.
Oh man, smokes all over the place at this B-bomb site, and that allows Slap to get some real estate, but look at the rotation. It's pulling down this A, and Straka, nicely done. He knew something was up.
Yeah.
He knew something was up. He couldn't figure out what it was, but he finally does, and he's going to be able to find the initiative and find the opening pick. But look at the acceleration behind this on Sweden. They're going to be pushing up towards this A-bomb site with great vim and vigor, and we'll see whether or not they can get these trade kills. Tutanhin going over towards Optimus. Flashbang comes out. He's going to be able to line up another one. That's going to be Adder down and out. It's going to be a 3 versus 5. Johnny Boy with the off, able to chime in. NBL, it's a clean round so far. Whoa! Delpan with a nasty shot onto Johnny Boy takes him down, but they're looking for more, and it's a 4 versus 1. See if Defiand can do any more damage to the economy of Argentina right now, but they've got the bomb control, they've got the site control. This is going to be very difficult with 4 players to find.
And I mean, it's not just that there's 4 players standing, but all 4 players so incredibly close, especially these 3. You can see them all within one portion of the screen, and it's Straka to take the initiative. He grabs the frag. Even had he died, the trade frags were so close. Now, Argentina with the first. Again, they need 1 more to secure it.
2 more to win.
Exactly.
And again, I mean, we could go to that double overtime. That's the biggest thing about this right now is these teams are so even on this map. It is absolutely ridiculous. This positioning from Defiand was beautiful. That flashbang that came out, I think that was actually a team flash from the Swedish side that ended up costing them another player in that situation. So that's a little unfortunate in the grand scheme of things. But again, it's going to be aggression is the name of the day. And Defiand, he is starting to catch fire.
I mean, our analyst said X Factor's Defiand, X Factor Johnny, and both these players have yet to disappoint here on the first map. It's 17-17, tied at all, and now a player advantage to the favor of Sweden. Remember, of course, that Argentina won their second round in order to dodge that economic issue, and now it's going to be Sweden looking to do the exact same thing. But Tommy with a bit of an initiative here inside of the short tunnel, Straka nearby to support, and even over here towards A, we have players in forward positionings, not necessarily sitting on the site incredibly passively, but rather still this middle ground where they can make a play if need be.
And you can actually see this positioning from Straka. He picks up the off of Johnny, so this is going to be interesting to say the least. He's got a bunch of players that are going to be around the corner, and Tommy's going to have to hit some shots if they do push out through the subway door. This is actually going to be very scary if they do bombard him, because they could find the 2-man advantage going forward into this, and they are going to start to push in, and that's going to be Straka. He's going to be able to line up one, lines up a second one, and Tommy coming in when they need him the most. Going to be able to swing that man advantage back. It's 2 up for the Argentinians, but Zealous is going to be able to rectify 1 at least, but there it is. Defiand in the back line is going to get caught out by Defiand, and it's going to be all down to Zealous in a 1 versus 3 with 30 seconds. Does have the bomb on his back, that nade to graffiti as well as the Molotov, but it's not going to be where any of the players are. That actually flushed out Straka. I might be mistaken, but Wallbang takes him down, and it's going to be map point for Argentina and a wounded economy for Sweden. They're not going to have a lot to invest. And I wanted to point out, actually, if you looked at the buy that Defiand had the last round, you can see it right here. He had an AWP with nothing. Nothing at all.
And what's really sick there is that, of course, Straka with that AWP coming around the corner, they think that's all the initiative that Argentina are looking to take. But again, they have that player committed to Tommy. Exactly, as you just said. Perfect bait and switch. And now it's Sweden facing an economic scenario that is not going to favor them. You see no nades on anybody other than Defiand. And the sacrifice, he's got a Glock.
A Glock!
Glock!
We'll see what he can do in this situation. It might not be much. He's going to rely on his teammates to find a pick. He's going to flash for him. He's going to smoke for him. Rely on them to get a pick. Try to salvage a gun. Hopefully they can find Johnny Boy and he can get his favorite weapon, but worst case scenario, he gets an AK or an M4 out of that one and then has some firepower to go along with his armor. But for now, the upper hand is in Argentina's side.
Exactly, and I mean, in the first opening round of the CT half for Argentina, we saw that nade usage as Sweden tried to split onto the A site, the Molotov splitting up the initiative on towards long, and of course the flashbangs just slowing players down towards bathroom. So the fact that they don't even have to use their nades to counter that of their opponents, but can use them at their own discretion, is a very strong advantage here for Argentina. So the Molotov going to be going down towards bathroom, that of course cutting off one avenue, and just like in the previous round with Straka, it's going to be Johnny Boy this time with the AWP play, holding the angle, but falling back now. He's got to be cautious, of course, but 210 over here towards long. He should be able to clean that up, and he does exactly that.
That's what happened to Johnny Boy with Defiand in the last round of the first half. So we'll be seeing that again, but the man advantage gets swung to Argentina. 4 players left alive for Sweden. They're going to continue to try to brute force their way onto this bomb site, and that's a nice shot from Zealous to be able to find one, but the M4 going to get salvaged here. Defiand at long aim, policy slamming through. Johnny Boy finds another one, swinging that man advantage back, going for the deagle. He's going to find a second. Can he get a third out of it? Yes, he can! Johnny Boy going ham sandwiches right now, and it's down to Zealous. He finds the double. We're down to a 2 versus 3. Zealous has to ace it to save it. And that bomb, 4 seconds left. Does he have time? He should be able to just get it down, but there it is! Straka comes around the corner, and Argentina take map number 1 in overtime, 19-17.
Look at this emotion, this reaction. Argentina have come to play, and one of the coolest things, I have to admit, that M4 that Johnny Boy has tucked between those two boxes was his own. He bought it at the beginning of the round with the money that the CTs had left over, so that when they closed the distance, he could swap primary weapons. Now, if he doesn't have that M4 and he's still playing with the AWP, he's certainly capable, but obviously that M4 is much better in the close range, and even though he only gets one with it, swapping to the Deagle, the sidearm comes through. Argentina with a little bit of pizzazz to take that first map, and an overpass overtime is exactly what we needed.
Yeah, and I mean, going into Mirage, I mean, you can tell how fired up Argentina are right now. And I mean, Johnny Boy, man of the match, easily the man of the map. I mean, he drops close to 40 kills, maybe more than 40 kills on that one. So that's just